So today I'm going to show you how to install ArchLinux. ArchLinux is a very beautiful Linux operating system and very customizable. You can just install only the things you need on that OS. And for us to do that, let's visit the website, archlinux.org. And on archlinux.org, if you go to their homepage, it gives a little bit of an introduction. And if you come here over to download, you can click on download. And I use like a torrent tool to download my ISO, the image. I use this one. However, if you don't have that, don't have to worry about that. If you scroll down to the end of this page, you can see worldwide and Rackspace. These are other servers where you can download ArchLinux. If you're in Brazil, for example, you can download from any of these servers. And if we go down to the United States, you can just search your country and you should be able to see other servers. For example, in the United Kingdom, we have a bunch of those servers. And let me search for United States. This United States, and we have many of those servers. So I'm just going to pick one of them. Let's say that one, and I can start with this very first one, 1.1 gigabyte. You click on that, it will start the download process, and just save it at your preferred location. I'll hit save. Now, depending on your internet speed, I have fiber optics, so it's very fast for me. I should have it in 2 minutes. Depending on your internet speed, you might take maybe 10 minutes to download 1.1 gigabyte. That just depends on your speed. After the download is done, the next thing we are going to do is we are going to go on to VMware Workstation and we'll start the installation process. So I'll come to VMware Workstation and I'll click on File, New Virtual Machine. Then I'm going to typical as recommended. Next, I'm going to click Installer Disk Image and I'll browse where I saved the image I just downloaded. Browse, and I'm going to go to my downloads. That's why I saved my image, and this is the image that I want. ArchLinux. I downloaded this morning. Selected it, and I'm going to hit next. I want to install Linux. Yes. What version? I will just say other, and I'm going to choose Linux 6.x kernel, 64 bits. I'm going to hit next, and I'm going to give the name ArchLinux. And this is where it's going to be saved, and that's fine for me. I hit next. What about the storage size? I would prefer to give it about, let's give it maybe I'll just give it 20 gigs. 8 gigs should be fine, but I'm okay with 20 gigs. And I'm gonna hit next. We have this summary of what we've done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come here to customize, and I'm going to show you a few things to change. For the processor, we have two processors. For the memory, we have 768 megabyte. That's going to be a little small, since this is going to have some graphic user interface. So I'm going to go maybe for 4 gig, or 2 gig is more than enough. 2 gig, but I have so much RAM on my system. I have 64 gig of RAM, so I can go with 4 gig. So feel free to use 2 gigabyte if that's what you want. And I'm going to come here to the network adapter. It's NAT. I don't want NAT. It's good, but I would like to use bridge, so you can pick an IP address directly from my router in the house. I would say bridge, and that should be it. The last thing we'll do is go to the display. On this display, I like you to enable accelerate 3D graphics. If you don't enable this when you're starting the boot process, you just find yourself stuck on a black screen. That is common with ArchLinux, please. I accept that, and I enable that, accelerate 3D graphics. I hit close, and all I have to do is hit finish. Now I have my everything set up. I'm going to hit play, the power on button, to start this virtual machine, and we'll begin the installation process from there. Hit start. It's loading. And we are confronted with this screen that says ArchLinux install medium. I will choose the first option. Now hit enter. Now we are in front of this Linux prompt, root at arch ISO, and the next command I have to write is just arch install. And that's all you do. You hit enter. Patiently wait. I'm gonna check some versions. And we find ourselves on this interface. So this is only possible because this machine has internet access. And that's why I had encouraged you to set your network interface to the bridge connection so you can pull an IP address directly from your router in your house. So because we have internet access, we are able to find this page that shows we can begin our installation phase. So if we look over here, guys, we're going to start. And what's the language I want? We want English. Then I'm going to go down again, mirrors. I'm just going to skip that. Localhost. Let's go to disk configuration. Let's go to disk configuration. This configuration, I'll hit enter. And I'll hit enter again for partition. And I'm going to use the best effort default partition layout. Enter. And I'm going to go down to the second one. And I will choose the hard drive. Remember, I gave it about 20 gigabyte of drive space. That's it below. VMware Virtual Disk dev/SDA. And I'm going to hit my space bar to select that. There you go. You see the asterisk right on top of that. I'm going to hit enter again. And it's asking me the partition, the file system format. I have ext4, XFS, F2FS. I'm just going to use this default. I'll use the BTRFS. And don't worry about file system. We'll treat that in another class. Enter. And it says, would you like to use BTRFS subvolumes with the default structure? Yes. Enter. And do you want to use compression? I just say yes, enter. And it has created my file system table. We're right here. I'm going to go down to back. I hit enter. Or you can hit the escape button. You find yourself here. Let's talk about the bootloader. The bootloader is grob. Just leave that as is. The host name, swap space. Should you use swap space? I wanted to use swap space. We'll talk about that in another class. What about the host name? The host name is called ArchLinux. I could call it Tech High Priest. That's what I'm going to call the machine, Tech High Priest Linux. The uppercase would not be the best bet. There we go, Tech High Priest. So let's put in the root password. Yep, I'll repeat it again. Linux. User account. I want to create some user account. My username. Yes, I want to add a username. THP for Tech High Priest. Then it's going to ask for the password. I'm going to repeat it again. Okay. Should THP be a super user? That's to give him root privileges. The answer is yes. Hit enter. And I have that. So I'm going to go down and confirm and then exit. Then I'm going to go to profile. Profile. Hit enter. I'm going to hit type. And I'm going to choose desktop. And there are many types of desktop environments here. I'm going to use the simple one, the GNOME desktop. That's more than enough. But I also like this cool desktop. I think it's Chinese Deeping. It's really, really beautiful. And it's also KDE. Just remember, the more desktop you choose, the more it's going to take a lot more time to install your operating system. So you can just go simple on that. GNOME alone is fine. Okay, so let's leave it at that. Hit enter. Okay, that's chosen. Then I come down here, I choose back. Good. Good. The next thing, let's talk about audio. What kind of audio server should we get? I will go down and choose Pipewire. I hit enter. We go down to additional packages and enter. Nothing there. I will not choose a time zone. Let's optional repositories. I will select the optional repositories and I will choose the multi-lib. I press the space bar, put the asterisk, and I hit enter again. And then I would go down and I will come now and I will hit install. And it says press enter to continue, and I'm going to press enter again. and then the installation is going to begin. One thing you will notice is going to take a significant amount of time because I chose too many desktops, not too much, maybe 10 minutes we should be done. And that's the installation in progress. And I would see you towards the end of the installation. Talk to you shortly. So after 13 minutes, here we are, 13 minutes later. The question on the screen is, would you like to chroot into the newly created installation and perform post-installation configurations? I'll just hit enter for yes. And there isn't any much stuff to do yet. So I'll just hit exit, type exit, hit enter. Installation completed without any errors. You may now reboot. And all you have to do is hit reboot. So we just hit reboot. We just type reboot. And let's see our operating system boots. This looks like a very good and a successful installation. And there we go. Our installation completed successfully. There's a Tech High Priest THP, and I'm gonna go ahead and put in my password to log into my ArchLinux system. Here we are. We are logged in. Right here, you can see that I'm logged into my ArchLinux operating system. And click on Start, and in fact, let me try to make it full screen. There we go. So guys, if you followed up to this stage, this is how you install ArchLinux. I would take you, you can actually log out of this system and then try to log in with another desktop environment if you want. You can play with this one, this is a terminal, and just observe it. So welcome to ArchLinux or ArchLinux, and thank you for following this video. And please post your questions down there at the comment. And I want you to like this video, and I'd like you to subscribe to my channel. You have two things to do. Either you like or you subscribe, or you give me an offering. Remember, I'm a priest, so if you don't like or subscribe, I'm going to ask an offering from you. Thank you. See you in the next video.